I'm Ashley, 34, and last Saturday was supposed to be the happiest day for my daughter Lily's 9th birthday. I spent weeks planning the perfect party, handcrafted invitations, unicorn decorations, and a custom cake that took me hours to finish. But as the clock ticked past the start time, our house remained silent. No doorbell. No excited children. Just Lily in her new party dress staring out the window with fading hope in her eyes. When my phone buzzed with another parent's confused message, my stomach dropped. Something wasn't right. I never could have imagined my own sister Megan would use a message spoofing app to cancel my daughter's entire birthday party behind my back. Where are you watching from today? Hit subscribe and join me as I share how family betrayal taught me the hardest lesson about protecting the ones we love most. Life as a single mom has never been easy, but I've always tried to create stability for Lily. Teaching 3rd grade at Oak Ridge Elementary means I understand children, their social dynamics, and their fragile hearts. I see that same sensitivity in my own daughter every day. Lily has always been creative, kind, and thoughtful beyond her years. Her bedroom walls are covered with detailed drawings, and she writes little poems that sometimes make me tear up. But making friends has never come naturally to her. She's quiet in groups, preferring to observe before joining in. The other kids aren't mean to her, but they don't exactly go out of their way to include her either. That's why this birthday party meant everything. It wasn't just about celebrating turning 9, it was Lily's chance to strengthen her budding friendships outside the structured environment of the classroom. I had watched her tentatively connecting with a few classmates over the past months. Emma had invited her for a play date after they discovered a shared love of horses. Jacob and Lily had become reading buddies. Madison had started saving her a seat at lunch. Small victories that made my heart soar with hope. Then there's my sister Megan, 4 years younger than me. At 30, we've had a complicated relationship since childhood. Growing up, Megan was the family firecracker, spontaneous, outgoing, and always the center of attention at family gatherings. I was the responsible one, predictable, reliable Ashley who always followed the rules. Our parents relied on me while they adored her, creating an unspoken tension between us that never fully dissipated into adulthood. Lately, that tension had been getting worse. 3 months ago, our father had a minor heart scare. I immediately stepped in to help with appointments, medication, management, and checking in daily. Megan showed up with flowers twice, but couldn't commit to the everyday support they needed. When our mother mentioned how grateful she was for my help during a family dinner, I noticed the darkness that passed over Megan's face. She left early that night, and our text conversations became increasingly terse afterward. I didn't think much of it at the time. Sibling rivalry is normal, even as adults. And I had more immediate concerns, namely creating the perfect birthday party for my daughter. The invitations went out 3 weeks before the party, handwritten notes with tiny unicorn watercolor paintings that Lily and I made together. We invited her entire class of 22 children, hoping at least half would come. The RSVPs started trickling in, and to my delight, 15 families confirmed they would attend. Every night after Lily went to bed, I'd work on another element of the celebration. I ordered a custom unicorn piñata from a local artist. I stayed up late watching tutorials on rainbow layer cakes and practiced twice before getting it right. I created a magical scavenger hunt throughout our backyard with personalized clues for each child. The party bags contained crystals, mini art supplies, and handmade friendship bracelets, all things that represented Lily's interests rather than generic party favors. "Mom, do you think Emma will like her special clue?" Lily asked me a week before the party, helping me organize the scavenger hunt cards. "She's going to love it," I assured her. "You remembered her favorite color is purple, and you drew that beautiful horse on it." Lily nodded, but I could see the anxiety in her eyes. What if they think my party is boring? I pulled her into a hug. "Sweetheart, this party is going to be amazing because it comes from your heart. Your friends will see that." The day before the party, I received several text confirmations from parents. Everything was set. That evening, Megan stopped by unexpectedly. "Just wanted to drop off my gift early," she said, handing Lily a neatly wrapped package. "I have to work tomorrow, so I might be a little late to the party." Lily threw her arms around her aunt. "Thank you, Aunt Megan. I hope you can make it." While Lily went to put the gift with the others, Megan picked up my phone from the counter. Still using that ancient password, "Your birthday." So predictable, Ashley. I rolled my eyes. "Don't you have anything better to do than criticize my phone security?" She smiled and handed it back. "Just looking out for you, sis." The morning of the party, Lily woke up at 6 a.m. too excited to sleep. We spent the morning transforming our modest backyard and living room into a unicorn wonderland. Streamers in pastel colors hung from every possible surface. A banner with Happy 9th Birthday Lily stretched across the main wall. The cake, 6 layers of rainbow colors with buttercream frosting and a fondant unicorn, sat proudly on the dining table. By 11:30, everything was ready. The party was set to begin at noon. Lily put on her new dress, a pale blue number with silver stars that she had picked out months ago. I curled her hair and added a unicorn headband. She looked like a dream. "You look beautiful, sweetheart," I told her, feeling my eyes well up. "Mom, don't cry," she giggled. "You'll make your makeup all messy before anyone gets here." I checked my phone one last time. No cancellations. Everything was perfect. Noon arrived. We positioned ourselves in the living room, ready to greet the first guests. 12:15. No one had arrived yet. "Maybe they're just running late," Lily suggested, still smiling but fidgeting with the edge of her dress. "Of course," I assured her. "Birthday party traffic. Always happens." But as 12:30 approached with our doorbell remaining silent, I felt the first real twinge of worry. By 12:45, I couldn't ignore the sinking feeling in my stomach. 15 children had RSVP'd, yes. Even accounting for the standard tardiness of family gatherings, someone should have arrived by now. I checked my phone again and noticed several new text messages had arrived while we'd been setting up the final decorations. From Emma's mom, "So sorry, Elizabeth woke up with a fever. We can't make it today." From Jacob's dad, "Something came up. Jacob won't be able to attend. Apologies." From Madison's parents, "Madison was really looking forward to the party, but we have a family emergency. Sorry for the late notice." Message after message, all with similar excuses. All sent within the last hour. All cancelling. Lily stood by the window, her unicorn headband slightly askew, scanning the street for approaching cars. The hope in her eyes was dissolving minute by minute, but she maintained her brave face. "Mom, did you check your phone? Maybe they're lost?" I forced a smile. "I'm sure that's it, sweetie. Let me send a few messages." I quickly texted several parents asking if they needed the address again. The responses came quickly. Polite variations of, "Sorry, didn't you get my message? We can't make it today." By 1 o'clock, no one had arrived. The ice in the drinks was melting. The perfectly arranged snack platters remained untouched. The scavenger hunt cards waited for children who wouldn't come to find them. "Maybe we should start the scavenger hunt ourselves," I suggested desperately, trying to salvage something from the day. "We could take turns hiding the clues for each other." Lily nodded, but her heart wasn't in it. We went through 3 clues before she stopped in the middle of the yard. "They're not coming, are they?" Her voice was so small, so hurt, that it felt like a physical pain in my chest. "I don't understand what happened," I admitted. "Everyone said they were coming yesterday." Lily's lower lip trembled. "Do they not like me?" "No, sweetheart, no," I rushed to her, kneeling down to her level. "That's absolutely not it. There must be some mix-up, some miscommunication. But everyone cancelled. Everyone. That's not a coincidence, Mom. My 9-year-old daughter shouldn't have to face this kind of rejection, shouldn't have to be this perceptive about social dynamics." I felt rage building beneath my concern. Rage at whatever or whoever had caused this situation. "Let's have our own party," I said with forced cheerfulness. "We can still play all the games, and you can still break the piñata, and think of all the extra cake we'll have." Lily tried. She really did. For the next hour, we went through the motions of the party. I took photos of her blowing out candles on the elaborate cake that no one else would see. We broke open the piñata together, the cascade of candy seeming excessive for just one child. I suggested we watch her favorite movie and eat ice cream straight from the container, something I rarely allowed. But by 3 o'clock, the brave face she'd been wearing crumbled. She sat amid piles of party favors meant for friends, surrounded by decorations that had lost their magic, and began to cry. Not the dramatic sobs of a typical childhood disappointment, but quiet tears that spoke of deeper hurt. "Why doesn't anybody want to be my friend, Mom? What's wrong with me?" I held her close, my own tears falling into her carefully curled hair. "Nothing is wrong with you, Lily. You are perfect just as you are. I promise we'll figure this out." She cried herself to sleep on the couch, emotionally exhausted. I covered her with a blanket and stood in the middle of our unicorn paradise turned nightmare, seething with confusion and helplessness. Something felt deeply wrong about this situation. 15 families don't all cancel last minute without a reason. I picked up my phone again and began scrolling through the cancellation messages. All sent within the same 40-minute window this morning. All with different but equally vague excuses. None of it made sense. Then I noticed something else strange. I hadn't sent a reminder text to the parents yesterday. I'd been too busy with final preparations, yet several messages referenced your text about the party. What text? I hadn't sent anything. A terrible suspicion began forming in my mind. While Lily napped on the couch, emotionally drained from the day's disappointment, I decided to call Emma's mom directly. Emma and Lily had grown particularly close over the past few months, and her mother had seemed genuinely enthusiastic about the party when we chatted at school pickup last week. "Hello, Jennifer, it's Ashley, Lily's mom," I said when she answered. "Oh, Ashley, I'm so sorry about the last-minute cancellation. Elizabeth really did wake up feeling poorly, but she's been asking all day how Lily's party went. I hope you didn't think we were making excuses." Her tone didn't match what I expected. There was no guilt, just genuine regret. "Actually, that's why I'm calling," I said carefully. "We had a situation where, well, no one showed up to the party. Everyone cancelled last minute." "What, but I thought Lily's party was cancelled?" Jennifer sounded genuinely confused. "We received a text from you this morning saying Lily had come down with something contagious and you needed to postpone the party." My blood ran cold. "I never sent that text." "I can forward it to you," she offered. "It came from your number around 8 this morning." Minutes later, I stared at my screen, in disbelief. There it was, a text message that appeared to come from my number. "Good morning. Unfortunately, Lily woke up with a bad stomach bug that might be contagious. We'll have to postpone the birthday party. So sorry for the last-minute notice. I'll be in touch about rescheduling. Ashley." I immediately called 3 more parents. Each one had received the same message. Each one believed they were respecting our wishes by not attending. The cancellations I'd received were actually responses to my supposed message, parents being polite about a situation they thought I had created. But I hadn't sent anything. Someone had impersonated me to sabotage my daughter's birthday party. The realization hit me like a physical blow. Who would do such a thing? Who would deliberately hurt a 9-year-old child? I sat heavily on a kitchen chair surrounded by untouched party food, trying to process this information. My phone buzzed with the forwarded fake message from another parent, and suddenly I remembered Megan's comment from yesterday. "Still using that ancient password, your birthday. So predictable, Ashley." My sister had picked up my phone. She knew my password. She had made that pointed comment about it. No, she wouldn't. Not even Megan would stoop that low. But the seed of suspicion had been planted. I opened my laptop and navigated to Megan's social media accounts. Nothing obvious there, just her usual stream of night-out photos and workplace complaints. I checked her messages to me, nothing incriminating. Then I remembered Megan was closer to our cousin Zoe than to me. They often commented on each other's posts with inside jokes and references I didn't understand. I found Zoe's profile and scrolled through recent interactions with my sister. There it was, a private conversation accidentally made public because Zoe had been tagged. From this morning, "Megan did it, Little Miss Perfect won't know what hit her." "Zoe, what did you do this time, Megan? Just a harmless prank with a message spoofing app. No kids at the precious unicorn party. Bet she'll finally realize she's not Mother of the Year. Zoe Meg, that's affecting her kid too. Might be taking it too far. Megan, relax, kids are resilient. Besides, she needs to stop acting like she's better than everyone else just because she's good at the mom thing." I stared at the screen rage and disbelief washing over me in alternating waves. My own sister had deliberately sabotaged my daughter's birthday party, used a spoofing app to send fake cancellation messages. All to hurt me, except it wasn't me who spent the afternoon crying in a party dress. It was an innocent 9-year-old girl whose only crime was having me as her mother. The evidence was irrefutable. Screenshots of the conversation, the identical cancellation message received by multiple parents, Megan's access to my phone, her escalating resentment over the past months. It all pointed to a deliberate, calculated act of cruelty. I looked over at Lily, still sleeping on the couch. Her cheeks were stained with dried tears, her unicorn headband askew. The protective rage I felt in that moment was unlike anything I had experienced before. This wasn't just sibling rivalry anymore. This was an adult deliberately hurting a child to settle a score with me. As I sat amid the ruins of my daughter's birthday party, I realized this went beyond ordinary family conflict. Something had broken in Megan to make her capable of such calculated cruelty. And something was about to break in our relationship that might never be repaired. I picked up my phone, my hands shaking with anger, and dialed my sister's number. I waited until 8 o'clock that evening to call Megan. Lily had woken from her nap subdued and withdrawn. We'd spent the evening watching her favorite movies, eating pizza and birthday cake for dinner. small comforts that couldn't truly heal the wound of the day. When she finally fell asleep clutching the stuffed unicorn Megan had given her, I stepped onto the back porch, surrounded by sagging party decorations, and made the call. Megan answered on the third ring, her voice casual. "Hey, how was the birthday extravaganza? Sorry I couldn't make it." The calculated normalcy in her tone made my blood boil, but I kept my voice steady. "You know exactly how it went, Megan." "What are you talking about?" She sounded genuinely confused, but I wasn't buying the act. No one came to Lily's party, not a single child. Because someone sent fake cancellation messages from my phone number this morning. A pause. "That's awful. Maybe there was some mix-up with the invitations." "Stop it," I said, my voice dropping dangerously low. "I know it was you. I have the screenshots of your conversation with Zoe. I know about the spoofing app. I know everything." The silence stretched between us. When Megan finally spoke, her tone had shifted. "It was just a joke, Ashley. I didn't think everyone would actually believe it." A joke. I struggled to keep my voice down, aware of Lily sleeping inside. My 9-year-old daughter spent her birthday crying because she thinks no one wants to be her friend. What part of that seems funny to you? You're overreacting. Kids are resilient. "Don't you dare quote your text to Zoe to me," I interrupted. "You deliberately hurt a child to get back at me. Your own niece." "This isn't about Lily," Megan said defensively. "This is about you always being so perfect, so put together. Super teacher, super mom, super daughter. Do you have any idea what it's like living in your shadow? Mom and dad never shut up about Saint Ashley." "So you punished Lily for it. She's a 9-year-old girl. Megan, what is wrong with you?" "I didn't think it would be such a big deal," she protested, but I could hear the first hint of uncertainty in her voice. "I figured you'd reschedule. Make an even more perfect party next weekend. You knew exactly what you were doing. You've seen how Lily struggles to make friends. You knew what this party meant to her." "That's not fair." "I didn't. I have your messages, Megan. Little Miss Perfect won't know what hit her. You were gloating about it." My voice had risen despite my best efforts, and I heard the sliding door open behind me. My father's voice came through the phone. "Is that Ashley? Let me talk to her." I heard shuffling on the other end, and then my father's concerned voice. "Ashley, what's going on? Your mother and I just got here and Megan's upset about something." "Ask your younger daughter what she did to her niece today," I said, tears of rage, finally breaking through. "Ask her why Lily spent her 9th birthday crying instead of celebrating with friends." I could hear my mother in the background asking questions and then muffled explanations from Megan. Then my father's voice, shocked and stern. "You did what?" More muffled conversation. My mother came on the line next, her voice trembling. "Ashley, we had no idea. We're so sorry. Is Lily okay?" "No, Mom, she's not okay. She thinks there's something wrong with her, that she doesn't deserve friends. We'll come over right now." "No," I said firmly. "Lily's finally asleep. I don't want to wake her or try to explain this mess tonight. Just deal with Megan. Make her understand what she's done." I could hear Megan in the background, her voice rising defensively, then my father's sharp response. My mother sighed heavily. "We'll talk tomorrow. Give Lily a hug from us." After hanging up, I sat in the dark backyard for a long time, looking at the carefully planned activities that never happened. The scavenger hunt clues, the pin, the horn on the unicorn game, all created with love and destroyed by jealousy. My phone buzzed with a text from my father. "Your mother and I are taking this seriously. Megan needs to make this right." Another buzz, this time from Megan. "I'm sorry. I didn't think it through. I'll fix it." I didn't respond to either message. There was no fixing this. Lily's birthday was ruined, but more importantly, her trust had been damaged. How could I explain to her that her own aunt had deliberately hurt her? The next morning, I woke to find Lily already up, quietly removing decorations from the walls. "Sweetheart, you don't have to do that," I said. She shrugged, her expression far too serious for a 9-year-old. "The party's over." "Lily, we need to talk about what happened yesterday." She sat beside me on the couch, looking down at her hands. "No one came because they don't like me." "That's not true at all," I said firmly. "Something happened, a big misunderstanding. The other parents thought I had cancelled the party." Her eyes widened. "But you didn't." "No, I didn't. Someone else sent messages pretending to be me." "Who would do that?" Her innocent confusion broke my heart all over again. I hesitated. How much should I tell her? She deserved the truth, but I also needed to protect her from the full weight of adult malice. "It was a very mean thing that someone did," I said carefully. "And I'm dealing with that person. But the important thing is that your friends didn't choose to miss your party. They were tricked." So they do want to be my friends, hope flickered in her eyes. Absolutely. In fact, once everyone understands what happened, I bet they'll want to have a special makeup party for you. Later that day, after explaining the situation to Lily's teacher, I sent a group email to the parents explaining what had happened in general terms. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Outrage on Lily's behalf offers to help organize a new celebration playdate scheduled for the coming weeks. Within hours, our family drama had mobilized an entire community of support. That evening, my parents arrived at our door, their expressions grave. Megan stood between them, eyes red-rimmed, looking smaller than I'd ever seen her. "We need to talk," my father said. "All of us." We sat around my dining table, the same table that had held Lily's untouched birthday cake just a day before. Lily was at a hastily arranged playdate with Emma, whose mother had immediately offered to help after learning what happened. I wanted this first confrontation to happen without my daughter present. Megan sat hunched in her chair, eyes fixed on the table. My father spoke first, his voice uncharacteristically stern. "Your sister has something to say to you, Ashley." Megan looked up, her eyes red and puffy. "I'm sorry. I was jealous and petty, and I didn't think about how it would affect Lily." "You sabotaged a child's birthday party," I said flatly. "Your niece's birthday. This goes beyond jealousy, Megan." "I know," she whispered. "I don't know what's wrong with me. I was so angry about everything. About how Mom and Dad always praise you about how you have everything together even though you're a single mom and I'm just a mess who can't even hold down a relationship. So you punished Lily for it." My mother placed her hand over mine. "Ashley, we're not excusing what Megan did. It was cruel and thoughtless. But we need to find a way forward as a family." "I'm not sure there is a way forward," I said honestly. "I don't know how to trust her around Lily again." My father cleared his throat. "We've been talking about this all night. Your mother and I think family therapy might help. All of us together." I laughed bitterly. "Therapy, this isn't about miscommunication or hurt feelings. Megan deliberately set out to hurt my child." "I wasn't thinking of it that way," Megan said quietly. "I was just trying to get back at you. I didn't think about Lily being hurt." "That's the problem," I said. "You never think about anyone but yourself." My mother sighed. "This resentment between you two goes back years. We should have addressed it sooner. Your father and I probably contributed to it without realizing." I shook my head, not ready to absolve anyone. "Sibling rivalry is normal. What Megan did crossed every line." "I'll do anything to make it up to you," Megan said, a tear sliding down her cheek. "To Lily especially. Please, Ashley. I know I don't deserve forgiveness, but I want to try to earn it." I stared at my sister, trying to reconcile the vindictive woman who had sabotaged a child's birthday with the tearful, remorseful person before me now. Both were Megan. Both were real. "I need time," I said finally. "And I need you to get help. Real help. Not just a few family therapy sessions to smooth things over. You need to figure out why you thought this was acceptable." "I will," she promised. "I'll start seeing someone this week." My father squeezed my shoulder. "And we'll do the family sessions too. There's clearly a lot we all need to work through." I nodded, too emotionally exhausted to argue. "Fine. But Megan needs to understand something. My priority is protecting Lily. Always. If that means keeping distance between her and you, that's what I'll do." "I understand," Megan whispered. After they left, I sat alone in the quiet house, trying to process everything. The anger was still there, simmering beneath the surface, but now accompanied by a profound sadness. How had we arrived at this point? How had childhood competition escalated to this level of deliberate cruelty? That night I lay awake for hours, thinking about how to move forward. The parents at school had rallied around us, offering to organize a new party the following weekend. Lily's teacher had planned special activities to make her feel special on Monday. The practical aspects of recovery were in motion. But the deeper wounds, Lily's trust in relationships, my trust in my sister, our family's foundation, those would take much longer to heal if they ever could. The first family therapy session was tense and painful. Megan tried to explain her actions, describing a lifetime of feeling second best, of believing I was the favorite child, the successful one, the one who could do no wrong. My parents were shocked to hear how deeply these perceptions had affected her. "We never meant to compare you two," my mother insisted. "You both have different strengths. But you always call Ashley when you need something," Megan pointed out. "You always praise her for being so responsible, such a good mother. What does that make me?" "We call Ashley because she offers," my father said gently. "You always seem so busy with your own life." Layer upon layer of misunderstanding and miscommunication unfolded during that first session. I remained largely silent, still too angry to fully engage. This wasn't about resolving our sibling issues right now. This was about establishing boundaries to protect Lily. When the therapist asked what I needed moving forward, I was clear I need time and space. I need Megan to respect that I'm not ready for her to be around Lily yet. And I need her to understand that trust once broken this severely doesn't get repaired with a few apologies. Megan nodded, tears streaming down her face. I'll do whatever you need. I just don't want to lose my sister and niece forever. That's up to you, I said simply. Your actions will determine what happens next. As we left the session, Megan hesitantly approached me in the parking lot. I've been researching therapists for myself too. I have an appointment tomorrow. I nodded, not quite ready to acknowledge this positive step. Good. And Ashley, I really am sorry. I know that doesn't fix anything, but I need you to know I regret it more than anything I've ever done. For the first time, I looked directly into my sister's eyes and saw genuine remorse. Not just for being caught, not just for the family fallout, but for the pain she had caused. Show me, I said quietly. Don't tell me. Show me through your actions that you understand what you did and that you're changing. She nodded, accepting the challenge in my words. As I drove home, I felt the first tiny crack in the wall of anger I'd built. It wasn't forgiveness. Not yet. But it was the recognition that perhaps someday healing might be possible. 2 weeks passed in a blur of recovery efforts. The school community had rallied around Lily in a way that touched me deeply. Her teacher organized a special appreciation day where classmates shared what they liked about each other. Emma's mother arranged a small play date with 4 girls that boosted Lily's confidence. Several parents reached out individually, making sure Lily felt included and wanted. We scheduled a rescheduled party for the upcoming Saturday. Smaller and simpler than the original plan, but still special. 8 children had confirmed they would attend, and this time I called each parent personally to verify. The morning before the new party, I was sorting through decorations we could reuse when the doorbell rang. I opened it to find Megan standing nervously on the porch holding a large box. Before you say anything, she said quickly, I know I'm probably the last person you want to see right now, but I wanted to drop this off for Lily's party tomorrow. I didn't invite her in. Megan, I told you I needed space. I know, and I'm respecting that. I'm not asking to come to the party or even to see Lily. She held out the box. This is something that might help make tomorrow special. Reluctantly, I took the box. What is it? Custom t-shirts for the kids to decorate. Each one has a unicorn outline that they can color in with fabric markers. I thought it could be an activity, and then they'd have something to take home. She stepped back from the door. That's all. I'm not trying to insert myself into the day. I just wanted to contribute something positive for once. I studied my sister's face, searching for any sign of the petty jealousy that had driven her previous actions. All I saw was nervous hope. Thank you, I said finally. I'll think about using them. That's all I ask. She turned to leave, then paused. How is she doing? Better, I said. The kids at school have been kind once they understood what happened. Megan nodded, her eyes filling with tears. I've been seeing Dr. Matthews twice a week. She's helping me understand why I did what I did. It wasn't really about Lily, or even you, not entirely. I've been carrying around so much resentment and insecurity. It doesn't excuse what I did, but I'm working through it. I'm glad you're getting help. Ashley, is that Aunt Megan? Lily's voice came from behind me. She appeared at my side, looking curiously past me at her aunt. An uncomfortable silence fell. I hadn't told Lily the full truth about what happened with her party. She knew there had been a mix-up with messages, but not who was responsible. I hadn't wanted to burden her with adult malice or complicate her relationship with her aunt. Hi, Lily, Megan said softly, staying where she was. I was just dropping something off for your party tomorrow. Lily looked up at me, then back at Megan. Are you coming to my party? Megan glanced at me, clearly unsure how to respond. I put my hand on Lily's shoulder. Aunt Megan has other plans tomorrow, I said carefully, but she brought something nice for your friends to enjoy at the party. Lily nodded, accepting this explanation. Then, with the direct perception children sometimes have, she asked, Are you and Mum fighting? You haven't visited in a long time. Megan knelt down to Lily's eye level, but maintained her distance. Your mum and I had a disagreement, and I did something unkind. I'm trying to make things right, but it takes time to fix mistakes, especially big ones. What did you do? Lily asked. I tensed, afraid of what Megan might say, but my sister handled it with surprising grace. I was jealous of your mom, and I acted in a way that wasn't fair to either of you. I'm getting help to be a better sister and a better aunt because you both deserve that. Lily considered this. When I was mean to Emma last year because she got the lead in the class play, Mom made me write her an apology letter and then do something nice for her. That's good advice, Megan said, glancing up at me. I've apologized to your mom, and I'm trying to do nice things too. But sometimes when we hurt someone's feelings very badly, it takes a long time for them to trust us again. That's okay. Part of making things right is being patient. I felt a lump form in my throat, surprised by the maturity in my sister's response. I hope you and Mom become friends again, Lily said. I miss you coming over. I miss that too, kiddo, Megan said, her voice thick with emotion. More than you know. After Lily went back inside, Megan stood wiping her eyes. You've done an amazing job with her, Ashley. She's got such a big heart. Yes, she does, I agreed. Too big sometimes. I worry about people taking advantage of that. Megan winced at the implied criticism, but nodded. I understand. I should go. Good luck with the party tomorrow. As she walked to her car, I called after her. Megan, thank you for how you handled that with Lily. It was the right way to approach it. She gave me a small, sad smile. I'm trying. That night, as I laid out decorations for the new party, I opened Megan's box. Inside were 8 white t-shirts, each with a beautifully drawn unicorn outline and a set of high-quality fabric markers. At the bottom of the box was a note, I know these don't make up for what I did, but I hope they add something special to Lily's day. With love and deepest regrets, Megan. The next morning, I felt a familiar anxiety as the party time approached. Lily was excited but nervous, the memory of her empty party still fresh. We had kept the decorations simpler this time, balloon streamers and a happy birthday Lily banner. The cake was store-bought but personalized. The activities were straightforward. Decorating Megan's t-shirts, a few party games, and pizza. What if they don't come again? Lily whispered as the clock approached 2 p.m. They'll come, I assured her, praying I was right. I spoke to all the parents myself. At 5 minutes to 2, the doorbell rang. Lily froze, staring at the door with wide eyes. I squeezed her hand. Ready? She nodded, and I opened the door to find Emma and her mother bearing a wrapped gift and wide smiles. Happy birthday, Lily Emma, exclaimed, rushing forward to hug my daughter. The relief on Lily's face was palpable. Within 15 minutes, all 8 children had arrived, each one greeted with the same mixture of surprise and joy by Lily. The party was a success in its simplicity. The children loved decorating the unicorn t-shirts, each creating a uniquely colorful design. They played musical chairs and freeze dance, ate pizza and cake, and filled our house with the laughter that had been so painfully absent 2 weeks ago. Throughout the afternoon, I took photos to capture Lily's happiness. In one quiet moment, while the children were absorbed in their t-shirt art, I sent a picture to Megan with a simple message. The shirts were a hit. Thank you. Her response came quickly. She looked so happy. Thank you for letting me contribute in some small way. As the party wound down and parents began arriving for pickup, I overheard Lily proudly explaining her t-shirt to Emma's mother. My Aunt Megan got these for us to decorate. She couldn't come today, but she wanted my party to be special. There was no resentment in her voice, no awareness of the complicated adult situation swirling around her, just a child's simple appreciation for a thoughtful gift. The last guest left around 5, leaving Lily surrounded by presents, wearing her self-decorated unicorn shirt and sporting the biggest smile I'd seen in weeks. Did you have a good time, sweetheart? I asked, though the answer was written all over her face. It was the best party ever, Mom, she declared, hugging me tightly. And everyone came. As I held my daughter, I thought about Megan's small contribution to the day's success. It hadn't erased what she'd done, but it had been a genuine step toward making amends. Not with grand gestures or public displays of remorse, but with a thoughtful act that prioritized Lily's happiness over her own need for forgiveness. Later that evening, after Lily had fallen asleep amid her new presents, I called Megan. I wanted to thank you properly for the t-shirts, I said when she answered. They really were perfect. I'm glad, she said softly. How did the rest of the party go? It was everything Lily needed it to be. Simple but special. All her friends came and they had a great time. I'm so relieved, Megan said, and I could hear the genuine emotion in her voice. Ashley, I know we have a long way to go, but I want you to know I'm committed to fixing this. Not just for your forgiveness, but because I need to be better. The therapy is helping. I'm starting to understand why I did what I did, and it's not pretty, but it's necessary. For the first time since discovering what she'd done, I felt a genuine softening toward my sister. That's good to hear, Megan. I'm still hurt and angry, but I'm also, I don't know, hopeful maybe. That something better might come out of this eventually. That's more than I deserve right now, but I'll take it, she said. One day at a time. One day at a time, I agreed. As I hung up the phone, I looked at the photos from the party. Lily surrounded by friends wearing the shirt her aunt had provided, glowing with the simple joy of being included and celebrated. There was still a long road ahead for our family, but today had been a step in the right direction. Recovery, I was beginning to understand, wouldn't come in a single dramatic moment of forgiveness. It would arrive in small moments like these. A thoughtful gift, an honest conversation, a successful party. Piece by piece, day by day, building something new from the broken pieces of what came before. A month after Lily's rescheduled party life had settled into a new normal, Lily had blossomed socially with regular playdates and a newfound confidence that warmed my heart. The incident, painful as it had been, had actually strengthened her connections with classmates. Children and parents alike had rallied around her, turning a potential social disaster into an opportunity for community building. Our family situation had evolved too. Weekly therapy sessions continued, sometimes painful but increasingly productive. Megan had maintained her individual therapy twice a week, working through the insecurities and resentments that had driven her to such an extreme action. I've been unpacking a lifetime of feeling second best, she explained during one family session. I convinced myself that Ashley had everything: the perfect daughter, the respect of our parents, a meaningful career, while I was struggling in every area of my life. Instead of addressing my own issues, I channeled everything into resentment. My parents had their own revelations. We never meant to favor either of you, my mother admitted, but looking back, I can see how our words and actions might have created that impression. We leaned on Ashley because she seemed so capable, without considering how that might affect both of you. My father, usually stoic, shared his own regrets. I was raised to believe that comparing siblings motivated them to excel. I can see now how destructive that was. I'm sorry I contributed to this dynamic. For my part, I was working through my own role in our family patterns. I had embraced the responsible one identity, sometimes wearing it like armor, perhaps even using it to maintain a sense of moral superiority over my more spontaneous sister. That didn't excuse what Megan had done, but understanding the complex family dynamics helped me contextualize it. The greatest challenge was determining Megan's place in our lives moving forward. After careful consideration, I had allowed her to see Lily in controlled settings: family therapy sessions, occasional dinners at my parents' house, a brief coffee shop meeting. Each interaction was positive but carefully monitored. Lily, with the remarkable resilience of children, had accepted the simplified explanation we provided. Aunt Megan had made a mistake that affected her party, was very sorry, and was working hard to make better choices. Kids understand the concept of consequences and earning back trust better than we sometimes give them credit for. When can Aunt Megan come over to our house again? Lily asked one evening, as I tucked her into bed. I'm not sure yet, sweetheart. We're taking things slowly. Lily nodded thoughtfully. In our class, Ryan got really mad and broke Tommy's science project. Miss Peterson made him sit at a different table for 2 weeks, but now they're friends again. I smiled at her simple but apt comparison. That's a good example. Sometimes people need time apart to think about their actions and time to show they've changed. Aunt Megan seems really sad when I see her, Lily observed. She regrets hurting your feelings, I said carefully. That's appropriate. When we do something wrong, feeling sad about it helps us learn. I think she's learned her lesson, Lily said, with the certainty only a 9-year-old can muster. She brings me a new book every time she sees me now, and she doesn't even ask me to read it with her. She just says it's to add to my collection. This was news to me. She brings you books. Lily nodded, pointing to her bookshelf where several new titles were indeed displayed. Grandma says Aunt Megan picks them out special and reads them first to make sure they're ones I'll like. The quiet thoughtfulness of this gesture, giving without expectation, considering Lily's interests, respecting boundaries, touched me deeply. This wasn't the impulsive, self-centered Megan I had grown up with. This was someone working genuinely to change. The next day, I made a decision. I called Megan and invited her to join Lily and me for ice cream that weekend. Her surprised delight was evident even over the phone. Really, are you sure? It's just ice cream, I said, still maintaining some emotional distance. But yes, I think we're ready for that step. The ice cream outing was both awkward and healing. Megan arrived with no gifts, no grand gestures, just a genuine smile and attentive interest in Lily's stories about school. She asked thoughtful questions, laughed at Lily's jokes, and didn't once try to force a moment of forgiveness or reconciliation with me. When Lily went to look at the sprinkle options, Megan turned to me. Thank you for this, Ashley. I know it's a small thing, but it means everything to me. The books were a nice touch, I said. Lily told me about them. She blushed slightly. I wanted to give her something meaningful without overstepping. Books seemed safe, and she's always loved stories. You've changed, I observed. I'm trying to, she said simply. I don't want to be the person who could do what I did. Not ever again. That afternoon marked a turning point. Not a dramatic reconciliation with tearful hugs and instant forgiveness, but a quiet acknowledgement that healing was possible. That we could perhaps build something new from the wreckage of what had happened. Over the following weeks, Megan became a more regular presence in our lives again. Always respectful of boundaries, never pushing for more than I was ready to give, but consistently showing up as a more thoughtful, mature version of herself. Her relationship with Lily blossomed anew, built on more authentic connections than before. During one of our final formal family therapy sessions, the therapist asked what each of us had learned from this experience. My father spoke of the danger of comparing children and the importance of appreciating each person's unique strengths. My mother talked about how even well-intentioned parenting patterns can create lasting wounds. Megan reflected on the difference between feeling emotions and acting on them destructively and her ongoing work to break that pattern. When my turn came, I thought carefully before answering. I've learned that family relationships are both incredibly fragile and remarkably resilient, I said. What happened with Lily's birthday could have permanently broken our family. In some ways, it did break something that can never be exactly as it was before. But it also created space for something healthier to grow. I looked at Megan, meeting her eyes directly. I've learned that forgiveness isn't a single decision, but a process that happens in small moments over time. And that real change is possible when someone is truly committed to doing the work. Turning to my parents, I continued. I've learned that family patterns run deep, and that all of us played a role in the dynamic that led us here, even if the responsibility for what happened rests with Megan. Finally, I thought of Lily. Most importantly, I've learned from my 9-year-old daughter about the capacity for resilience and genuine forgiveness. Lily has shown me that it's possible to acknowledge hurt while still opening your heart to healing. That evening, as I helped Lily prepare for bed, she showed me her latest drawing, a family portrait that included Megan standing beside me, all of us smiling. Do you think families can break and then get fixed again? She asked, as I tucked her in. I think they can, I said, smoothing her hair. Not always in the same way they were before, but sometimes they become stronger in the broken places. Like my arm when I fell off the swing last year, she reasoned. Dr. Martinez said the bone might be stronger where it healed. Exactly like that, I agreed, impressed by her insight. I'm glad Aunt Megan is better now, Lily murmured sleepily. As I turned off her light, I realized that this simple moment of peace was what real resolution looked like. Not perfect forgiveness, not forgetting what happened, but finding a way forward that honored both the pain and the possibility of growth. The journey with my sister would continue with challenges and setbacks alongside moments of connection. The trust between us was forever altered, replaced by something more mindful, more intentional. We would never return to the easy, unexamined relationship of our youth. But perhaps this more conscious connection was ultimately healthier for everyone. What happened to Lily's birthday party had been cruel and inexcusable. But from that cruelty had emerged important truths and necessary changes. My daughter had gained resilience and deeper friendships. My sister had confronted destructive patterns and begun the hard work of genuine change. My parents had recognized their role in our family dynamic. And I had learned that protection sometimes means setting boundaries, but it can also mean creating space for redemption when it's truly earned. As parents, we can't shield our children from every hurt, but we can show them how to recover, how to discern genuine remorse from empty apologies, how to protect themselves while still remaining open to love. These are the lessons I hope Lily carries forward. Lessons learned not from my perfect parenting, but from our family's messy, painful, ultimately hopeful journey toward healing. What about you? Have you ever had to navigate a family betrayal or help a child through a painful rejection? I'd love to hear your experiences in the comments below. And if this story resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share with someone who might need to hear that broken relationships sometimes can be mended, even if they're never quite the same. Thank you for listening to my story, and I wish you wisdom and courage on your own family journey.